On special effect.
Oh, we left. Boy, that intro went hard, man.
Yeah, they went hard, bro.
That was Cali. That was Cali, man.
What's up, everyone? I am Jay from 6 Zeros, and this is a new show we got going on. It's called The Wrap Up. It's a working title. It's me, JP, and the Black Narrative. Welcome to the show. How's everyone doing today?
Doing great, man. Feeling good, feeling great, bro.
Doing good, praise yeah.
Man, I gave some energy, and y'all just like, it's all right. What's going on? I need some energy.
I'm actually reinvigorated. I got a midday nap in today, so yeah.
Oh, you good.
Nigga, your phone's invigorated. Your quality is so good. Anyone that watch 6 Zeros like, is he in HD right now?
They might think it's a different
4K?
person.
Yo, he went and bought a new phone just for this broadcast, bro.
I know,
like Jay is not gonna roast me today. He's talking about
Hey,
phone
also, just to
plan
let
and
you know,
everything.
the wrap up is a show that we're doing once a month because the budget is tight. But it's a show we're doing once a month where we just talk about random topics that went on through the month, and we teamed up with the Black Narrative because I like the bed sheets. The guy on the left there.
I got some nice
I love his
burners,
bed
guess.
sheets. So we have a thing called the randomizer. And with the randomizer, it's just going to bring up a random topic, and then we're just going to freestyle that topic. So here goes the randomizer now. Let me get my okay. So the randomizer is up, and the first topic is the rise and fall of DaBaby. Okay. So that nigga grew up real quick. If you don't know, DaBaby is just, he's always in some madness. He's either slapping somebody, shooting somebody, or what have you. So on my point, the rap Negros is gonna be rap Negros. That's my 2 cents. So they just gonna do what they gonna do. Which y'all thoughts?
I saw somebody on Twitter saying he went from diapers to panties. Oh man, but it's like for the past it's only April, and I feel like every month he's been in a fight already this year, publicly somewhere.
Because it's just been constant. Here's the sad thing about it. When he first came out, I would say it was interesting because I noticed, and I remember I had a debate with somebody when DaBaby first came out. I know this sounds ridiculous having a debate about DaBaby, but I was saying I've been noticing that North Carolina was on the come up, but and a lot of people were excited to hear his new sound, but then you got the same sound every damn album.
Yeah,
it started becoming just old. And
but it's kind of sad that people thought it was on the map because of him, because he had so much other talent out of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? He had Little Brother. You had J. Cole, Dreamville. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah. It's like when DaBaby was on that track with Luke and J. Cole on the
Under the Sun.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
I mean, he fit right in. I mean, he's right in pocket. But outside of that, it's like I said, nothing special about him. I used to work with a guy. It's funny because this guy was also 5 foot.
Nigga, this ain't the Black Narrative.
And this dude listens to DaBaby like 24/7. They look alike and everything, bro. And I ain't see the hype about it.
Yeah, he has a good flow. But when you always have that bad energy, you're putting out that bad energy and it's coming back. And so he's just, the chickens are coming home to roost. He wants to be super thug. He wants to show everybody that he's this tough guy. So the universe is bringing that tough guy energy back to him. And I don't know if in this last shootout thing he had at his house, if
he talks about his house.
If there's any repercussions from it.
I imagine it wasn't a camera shoot.
It was a real shootout. See, the thing is, one day someone's gonna and it's going. That's good.
Oh goddamn,
I would
Jay
say a sad
Dial-Up.
story.
Oh no, Jay, you started to break up.
You breaking up, Jay, man? You
I
gotta get
did.
the new. Yeah, you got you another America Online just in. You get 3 more free hours, goddamn.
He gave him that SBC connection.
Oh man. Hey, I can hear you now, man.
My-
You break up a little bit.
My computer's having a hard time rendering this nigga's shiny ass head. Hey, welcome to 6 Zeros Live. We're joined by Ninja Gaiden and his trainer.
Oh no! Oh Lord!
Oh,
All right.
man.
So,
All right, so go ahead.
Now we're
You
gotta say
saying,
something,
yeah.
yeah. So DaBaby, I agree with all three of you. That the same riffraff that brought him into the spotlight is also gonna take him out. I think Dreamville was really the leg up that he needed to get into the industry and get all, basically cemented, saying, hey, this guy, he can spit legit. He hung with some of the grittiest of the gritty. But now he's kind of like,
A Metro show.
like a
That nigga
Like a-
always
like-
been a minstrel show.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
grimy troll.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
That nigga came in the game wearing a diaper.
Yeah,
Exactly.
with some
That's my
J's.
point.
He wore a diaper with some J's, bro. I already knew he was done.
Lord. Oh,
I,
no.
I knew I was not of this world when I saw it. I was like, I'm
Grown
turning
man.
an old nigga like right in front of my face.
And here's the sad thing too is, a lot of young brothers are gonna see, somebody like DaBaby, and they look at him as a source of inspiration because he killed somebody, and they're gonna try to follow his footsteps, not understanding that, that you can get that Uno reverse card right back on you. Just
Yeah.
because you live a certain lifestyle, it doesn't mean you're indestructible.
That's very true. That's very for a Call of Duty character. You have some great insight. That nigga need an M4 carbine in his hand.
I mean, killing me, man.
God damn.
Oh man, the
Nigga, I feel like I'm playing Counter Strike right now. All right, next topic.
The randomizer.
Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Man, we done dug into this so much, man.
Yeah.
I want to hear everybody's thoughts first.
Well, Will Smith just reappeared in freaking India to see a guru over that incident now.
Man, ain't that funny?
And all the therapists and people you could have saw here in America, he went all the way to India.
Come on,
It's
man.
about
And it's an Indian guru. What's he gonna say? I mean, I don't think you should have slapped that nigga.
That's some good PR right there. You like, I'm gonna go all the way to India and I'm gonna go in a Buddhist temple for 2 weeks to try to get white people to give him some money again.
yeah.
For me, I just feel like he needs to leave Jada. I feel like
Oh yeah.
the way Jada handled it, like she came out and said, I think he shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock. That is like the biggest betrayal. So she's no good. She's trash. I hope Will leaves her, but if he doesn't, simp's gonna simp.
Yeah.
But you know what? This also shows the area of social media that we in now, because like all these celebrities over the past couple of decades, you never really knew them personally because we didn't have social media to see into their life like that. Like, so we've been through, he's been going through for years. We just never had insight because, he was Will Smith, the big mega movie star. You know what I mean?
We would have never thought.
Yeah, but now it's like, yeah, damn, bro, you was sipping. I mean, you heard rumors over the years, but now you really seeing it, and they're really out there. Like, damn, bro, yeah, you down bad.
And
that means a lot coming from black guys because, like, the first 40 years of his life, there was no internet, so they really were disconnected from celebrities. Like, he turned the TV off. He don't know where Will Smith at.
Hey, I kind of liked it better that way. Like, I don't need to know your whole day of my favorite rapper or movie star.
Right.
Yeah, like a little bit too personal now. Like, I don't care, cause the more I know about you, the more I'm not gonna like you.
Yeah, you start realizing how stupid these people are. You like, oh, you're an idiot.
And another thing too is it seems like all these different demons have been rearing their heads because it's not only to slap her across the world. You got the whole, I mean, of course, the whole marriage with Jada Pinkett, and then you have things coming up about Willow Smith.
Oh yeah, the kids. That's a whole different story. The kids.
Like the whole family is being put under a microscope now, and Jada Pinkett's just cooler. She's gonna talk about this next week on the Red Table Talk.
And cash in on it.
She's like a low rent Kris Jenner or whatever that lady is.
Man, for real. Kris Jenner with
JP, you got anything to say, or you just go sit there?
Yeah, so
he's enjoying his new phone, new camera phone right now, buddy.
He's like,
man, check out the pixels in this motherfucker, man.
You looking like
I'm so clear.
The iPhone 10R and the iPhone 9, the same thing. Nigga got the same operating system.
But I think this is very refreshing for Will Smith to do that. It's similar, not exactly the same, but similar to when Dave Chappelle went over to Africa to hit his own reset button. He needs to get away. Not everybody in India knows who Jada is. I mean, yeah, they got phones, but who says they're smartphones? They could be the 95 Nokias. They walking around. I mean, it's a great reset for him. iDroid.
No, somebody tried to sell me an iDroid before.
What is that?
Man, it's what. Look, this is why I don't make eye contact with the Indian niggas in the kiosk. You know what I mean? Because I made eye contact, and he came to me. He was like, "Do you want the iDroid?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What the heck is it? What is the iDroid?" And I remember I was looking for a phone. I was like, what's an iDroid? He's showing me this. He's like, and it has 2 SD cards. I'm like, really? I don't want.
It sounds like the fake. It sounds like the fake iPhones.
It's a fake iPhone. It's a fake iPhone.
Yeah, what's the Grand Theft Auto when they had the pear instead of Apple behind their phone?
Oh yeah. It's funny. This nigga got a whole mask on talking about who he don't make eye contact with. The nerve of you.
He was able to see through.
He saw it through? Oh, yeah. Who are you talking to? Clark Kent, nigga?
He was an Indian Superman, apparently.
Oh, hell.
I didn't want to make eye contact with him, nigga. Do you see yourself right now?
Well, the other part of the slap was you had so many different media outlets commenting on it. And it just seemed like they were out of place. Like you had Fox Money talking about the slap heard around the world. You had Shannon and Skip talking about the slap around the world. And it just seemed like a little bit too advertised. And then we hear like, behind the scenes, like, oh, yeah, did you hear about Bill Murray? And it barely makes the news. And then Professor Black Truth, he does a whole commentary on how Bill Murray, he's been nothing short of violent on some of these sets, and I'm like,
wow,
that's actual violence. Like there was a movie called What About Bob, and he took a female producer, cracked her glasses in half, threw them across the set because he didn't want to do what she wanted to do for the movie, and then after that he takes her and literally throws her into a lake.
Wow,
because he disagreed with her. Like,
wait. How long ago? I mean, Bill Murray like 85. So how he get roughed up by 85-year-old?
Well, the movie was back in the 90s. So.
Oh, okay. Like,
so when he was 40.
Still gray hair. We both.
Jay waiting on that one too. He was waiting. It's like.
He was gonna Superman.
This nigga was like, I went to school with Bill Murray. Hold on, he 85. He was like, hold on, get these dates right, nigga.
But there was a microscope definitely put underneath this, put to this situation because it was 2 black men, because I mean it was just black folk involved, and it was kind of wild because the person actually put together the Oscars was a brother as well.
Yeah, Will Packer.
Yeah, so it was just an all around bad look.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you know how it is. It's like a nigga could steal a pack of juicy fruit gum and it'd be the end of the world. That dude was sniping people out of the MGM Grand, and they were like, well, he had a good job and he had a girlfriend, and we don't know why he would do it. All because he's a murderer. They don't even talk about it like that. They would have got Dylan Roof some Burger King, so... You know,
probably had the toy with it.
Yeah.
You said what?
It probably had the toy with it too.
Yeah, he got the toy with the meal.
Yeah, they got the kids.
Oh, I know.
God damn.
They got it was a little toy Nazi sign.
You know.
All right. So next topic on, I'm gonna get some good sound effects for this. All right, DeSantis versus Disney. Damn, my computer need a vacation. Mine should be skipping. But DeSantis
No, it need an upgrade.
Nigga, your hair need an upgrade.
This dude wearing a Windows 95 about, yeah, my computer need a vacation.
So, I think
He loaded up. He got the hill on it.
And that was actually pretty clever. He wasn't even around when that operating system came out. That nigga was born when Windows 7 came out.
I heard about it in the grapevine.
Okay. Yeah, but DeSantis versus Disney. So DeSantis, Disney had basically making a lot of money, had a lot of juice, and able to, make their own rules. And so DeSantis is kind of letting them know, like, hey, if you guys want to have your own little land and do whatever you want to do and don't want to follow any of the rules, we're gonna take away some of that cash or some of those tax breaks or whatever. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's right. I think if Disney wants to have all this, it's like pedophile light kind of stuff they got going on. If they want to keep that going, then they don't deserve a tax break.
Yeah, what DeSantis been doing, I feel like he's just gearing up for his presidential run. Like everything he's been doing lately, because he got the midterms coming up, and before you know it, it'll be time for presidential election again, and he's doing everything completely opposite what Joe would have done. He did the whole thing with the family, with the fathers initiative. He shutting down this Disney nonsense, teaching kids K-3 about homosexuality. Like he doing everything completely opposite, and people going to appeal to that.
Yeah, because when you have such an extreme force like Joe Blow, you're gonna want, especially in the white world, they're gonna want that balance. They're gonna want somebody to kind of play the other side of the pendulum. So I could definitely see him gearing up, but I mean, I think it's right for him to put some chains on that beast, Disney. When I tell you, they're getting out of hand.
Disney be wilding out because the black chick that Disney says she gonna make like half the characters gay by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's
why Lightyear got a kiss scene? How Lightyear? What kind of
Buzz Lightyear?
I don't even want to see a straight kiss scene in a kid's movie.
Yo, is it just me or is it like Phase 4 of the MCU just went to trash?
Oh man, it went.
Oh god.
Like it was a time I was excited about a Marvel movie, but ever since like Phase 3 ended and they got on this agenda kick, it's just like everything. Like I'm not excited about any of this stuff no more. Like it's just all trash to me now, damn near.
Yeah. When I was taking mass media back in college, they had listed the different stages of the Marvel Cinema release. They just did the first two phases. They told us about the first two phases, but then they didn't say anything about like the next two phases. I was just left curious at that time. Like, okay, well, what's gonna happen next? And now I'm like, oh,
now you see it.
Right.
I guess I know now. I mean,
and they so all in. They even willing to lose money to push the agenda because like the past 2-3 Marvel movies didn't play in China.
Yeah,
and that's a large market. And then China was even like, "Oh, we play your movies. Just take out this gay scene." They're like, "Nah."
You gotta push the agenda. And it's wild because they always have to slap one of our faces on one of our the traders whenever they're trying to push this agenda. And it's crazy because she said she wants half, and she's understating it. She wants half of Disney characters to be homosexual, but why not half of them be black?
Yeah.
You're in a position where you're able to have representation for black folk, but instead you want to use it for the LGBT community.
Yo, but you got to think about it, she wouldn't got that position if she wasn't with one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They gonna let the Malcolm X sit up in there.
Yo, you were on animation department at Disney.
I remember the last company I worked at, and they hired this black VP, and he had to build an org, and it was like 60 people, and that they gave him head count for. It was like 95% were black. They were so mad at him. It was like he got biased. They were like, we let a radical nigga get biased.
Been bamboozled.
You know, the wild thing is
Hoodwinked.
it could be 99% white. Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
You got the one token in there, we good.
Yeah, that the game goes. But yeah, I mean, I know DeSantis not, you know, I mean, I know he's racist and all that too, but some of the things he's been pushing though, like far like the FOD initiative and blocking that bill, you know, with the school kids, I agree with it.
Yeah. The Democrats, you know, they got to be performative, and so to make it look like they're different than the Republicans, they start championing all these weird causes. So now they got a dude in a wig on a women's swimming team just blowing them out the water, and then they talk. The thing is, they're talking about trust science.
Yeah,
and they're saying that during COVID, now we can't trust science no more. It's like a boys basketball team, a high school basketball team could blow out the WNBA, and so we're just supposed to let dudes compete with women. I'm like, yeah, that's I'm getting off this Democrat train.
But yeah, have you noticed it didn't get far left until Obama's second term kicked in?
Yeah, when he started pushing,
You really think about that second term, that's when it's all, you know, Democrats always been kind of like this, a little left from center, but now it's like far left. That was like a second term. He started getting that gay money, and then you had the rainbows at the White House glowing, and that, you know, these policies getting pushed.
And then
like,
again, they use a black face for it. And I've even been noticing in various TV shows, you see a black character, they're more likely going to at least swing both ways.
Yeah.
Or they're fat. If they want to do like the body acceptance,
oh
it's a
yeah,
fat black woman.
Like
they got Lizzo and that Calvin Klein ad. They got this big old oxen on there. I'm like, big ass off there.
She have a show on HBO or something called
Amazon.
Big Girl. Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Don't nobody want to watch.
I want to see that, man.
That's some dude got some fetish watching it, but the rest of us still want to see that. That's straight agenda. Like, make that show with a white woman. Don't make it with a black woman. And then Lizzo ain't got no dang pride. She gonna just go on there and she thinks she like pushing the culture forward. Like, no, you're not. You're not taking us back. You're taking yourself and your people back. But everybody know I'm classy.
Shame.
I get pedicures and I like wine and stuff. I listen to jazz. Lizzo don't represent me at all.
Yeah, like you so cultured now.
I gotta take the white supremacy card. I am an individual.
I mean, it's wild because of course
Lizzo ain't got nothing to do with me. That's ghetto. Just because you got money don't mean you ain't ghetto.
Of course, they would want to push an unhealthy agenda on
right.
us.
Yeah, I know exactly. Go ahead.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Marcel Dixon as a reparations candidate. Ooh.
That's a good one.
Loving it.
JP, take it off.
Man, Marcel Dixon, I was so amped that we were able to get him on after TD Hip Hop had interviewed, and then he goes on to the Black Authority and states his case. I remember it was last summer, where the Black Authority, after that case where the black dude got shot in the Wendy's parking lot, and the district attorney was trying to make his case for, you know, not only the guy that got shot, but you know, for re-election. And TVA was like, hey man, if y'all fool with us for real, y'all need to come over and interview with us, because we're the one that's gonna make you crash and burn. So Marcel Dixon is stating his case, and the crazy part is, and he called it out on the show, Gary Chambers tucked his tail and went and talked to Roland Martin.
Goodness.
Wow. Yeah, he is a real one. I did watch that. I missed the broadcast. I didn't even know about it until I saw it on 6-0. So I went back and listened to it, and I think he means well. But I did see a couple of red flags I did disagree with, and because I don't know if he was playing it or not. But I was wondering why did he run on a Democratic ticket? Did he explain why he went Democratic, not independent?
I think it's because in South Carolina, and I've looked at Ballotpedia many a time, some of these states they don't allow an independent ticket or a write-in.
Okay.
So he probably
That's not Georgia though.
not Georgia.
No, I think it's just marketing. If this nigga runs on the Freedom and Justice Party, nobody will know who that is. Like,
Yeah, but if you use a Democratic name, do you also have to be part of the agenda to use their name?
well, you can see that he's bucking he's like a activist candidate, so he's using their name. But if we vote him in, then we can see what the Democrats are really about.
Well, one thing I can say is I really respect the fact that you have a candidate that's actually willing to come to the B1 space and have these conversations with us, go through the fire, and show that he's really about giving reparations for the FBA. But I'm really curious to see how it goes because you know when it comes to the whole elections and everything, this country's a beast. So we'll see how far that goes. But at least it'll start to shift. I'm hoping it starts to shift the kind of mindset within politics to where they're more open to actually come and have conversations with us and try to make a plan to push the Black agenda forward.
I ain't gonna lie,
They're
man.
gonna
Like,
have to.
yeah,
They're gonna have to. You can't. You're not gonna be able to go to Roland Martin to talk to Black people in a little bit. They're already losing their grasp. So, if they want to talk to us, they're gonna have to come to B1 spaces, BNC. That whole facade, that sham is falling apart. So we're seeing that the state is reacting to the fact that we don't have these talking heads talking for us. They don't have any juice in the community no more. So they're gonna have to come to us, or they're gonna have to ignore us. That's one of the two.
I think what he's doing is very important, and I'm glad he's he's taking a bold step to do it.
There's a butt coming.
Yeah, there is a butt coming. It really is. And the but for me is I feel like what he asking for reparations is not asking enough. I think we owe that much more. And the reason I believe he's not asking for more because you're trying to compromise from white daddy. Trying to we're not leaving the plantation. You're just asking to be a little bit nicer conditions here. And I feel like you're trying to give reparations through their evil system. That's what you're asking for. Because for me personally, and I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I really feel like the only way you get reparations is the same way in freedom is the same way they took it from us. I don't know any other nation that voted their way out of oppression.
It's like a deal with the devil.
I'm looking at history because my thing is, I put it like this. We can look back in our history. We know about Black Wall Street. We know about Auburn Avenue. We know about Rosewood. So if you got reparations, we think we can go back to that time. And that could happen, but what did they do after they got it? Music was still never protected because, one thing he was asking for was to be a protected class. But I was like, we're not even protected under the law now. So are you really trusting this government to uphold the end of the bargain? Like, they are known for lying on their treaties, bills, whatever. And I feel like, and we still trusting them to do right by us. And me personally, it's nothing against him. This is against the United States and its history. They proved to me I can't trust you. Hell, that's why we know about the jab and everything else. So if you can't trust him with the jab, I can't trust you to do right by me and give me the reparations I'm owed.
And the sad thing about it is, when it comes to the petty, to be quite frank, when it comes to the pettiness of white America, they will go across the universe.
They gonna keep their power structure because capitalism is operating on a slave class. So they're not gonna sit here and empower the people they're trying to oppress. So I just don't see that happening. But like I say, it's good that Marcel is running because I'm hoping he's reaching Black people outside of B1 space, realizing this is the thing you should be asking for, or at least asking for something. You know what I mean? So so I'm not downing his work and what he's doing because it needs to be done. Because I feel like he's reaching people that I can't reach or you can't reach.
But here's the thing: why did they even pass the Civil Rights Act? It wasn't an act of charity. It was because they had to. Because if they didn't start, giving us a little bit more freedom, it was going to have major economic impacts. So
I disagree.
So why did they write that the Kerner Commission? Why did they commission that?
I feel like the civil rights bill was passed to destroy us, and that's what it did. Like we were just talking about this on the last broadcast. We were really getting our ass beat to eat some unseasoned chicken at a white restaurant. We got a good Black restaurant in your neighborhood, but you want to get your ass beat to eat in their restaurant. But we know the civil rights movement wasn't financed by us though. That was an Jewish narrative. They owned their civil rights. They made millions off us. Hell,
But
NAACP didn't have a black president after the first 50 years.
But here's the thing. You could write the legislation because you want to, there's a lot of pressure building up, so they got to release the pressure. Now, they wrote the legislation because of the pressure, but they're tricky, so they wrote it in a way that they can use it against us. But the catalyst for writing it could still be that, oh, shoot, they're tearing stuff up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they brought in Dr. King. He was brought in to calm us down because, you gotta think about it. Kennedy, everybody, like black people even love Kennedy. My great-grandma loved Kennedy, you know what I mean? Because he was presented as this nice guy. But when black people getting their ass beat in the streets, Kennedy didn't say nothing.
It was cool.
But when they started fighting back, that's when he stepped in. And then that's, Dr. King got a meeting at the White House and pushing his whole nonviolent agenda.
And that's
and John Lewis getting their ass beat for us.
And that's,
but one's still alive, so one of them obviously was working for the government. Which one? Oh, well, no. He's that nigga went to the Edmund Pettus Bridge in the sky.
My theory is all the Dr. King's friends that survived sold out. The ones that were down died. And you look at Al Sharpton, what he's doing. Like, how you go from being a hardcore activist to a politician or making six figures on national media?
You can take that and you can expand it to even when it comes to people that were used to be a part of BPP or other various parties. Because the ones that are around and still making interviews and aren't killed or in prison or went to Cuba, those I kind of wonder about.
Yeah, these niggas was the DeRay McKessons of their time. JP, you was trying to say something.
So as I understand it, like my uncles and my grandfather broke it down. They passed the civil rights legislation during Hell Week, which was when Dr. King was killed. It wasn't around the time when he was alive. They passed it as a means to appease us, but like you said, they wrote it in a tricky way to basically trick us after the fact. The other part is John Lewis and some of those guys that survived. It's also documented that they were informants back then.
Yep.
And also, Al Sharpton is a known informant for the mafia.
Yep.
Wow. But the main purpose of passing that bill was to sneak in the immigration bill in 1965. You have to think about it. In the NAACP, most of the people who ran the civil rights movement were Jewish lawyers, right? Like for example, instead of telling us when we boycotted the buses in Montgomery, instead of telling black people, because there was a black-owned bus line in the city. Yeah. So instead of telling them, we support the black bus line, they instead went through the courts, right? So really, the Jewish people was finessing us to push their own agenda because they were getting kicked out of other countries. And the reason Lyndon B. Johnson signed it, a lot of people don't know this, but Lyndon B. Johnson was Jewish.
And back in the day, old boy was actually helping some of them get into the country.
Yeah, he snuck them into the country through Texas.
Yeah.
These niggas been on InfoWars too much.
Hey, we know us though, bro. Hey, we know us.
They passed it because the Moors was coming from Africa.
So hidden colors part 10, brother.
Hidden colors part 10. So the Moors can come in. Right here. I got him right here. Nigga, what? Which one of you niggas been to jail?
Bro.
Which one of you niggas was locked up?
We show our overseas, bro. Like, that's what we take pride on, man. Like, if you something I don't know, I tell you I don't know. Right. But if I'm telling you I know, then I have proof to back it up.
We want to always have stuff that that is not far out of your reach. A couple Google searches and you can find this information. That's the wild thing about it. But it's piecing it together and kind of making the schema.
But like Malcolm X said, you can't let the enemy teach the kid because they're gonna teach you from their narrative. Like, so growing up, we thought the civil rights movement was good. Like, us not fighting back was a good thing. Us getting our ass beat was a good thing. Or you playing the Cowboys and Indians. We always thought the Indians was the bad guy. Right. But growing up, like, damn, Indians just defend themselves. It was Cowboys. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I figured that I was like,
you're raised to be a coon.
Right. So even when Marcel Dixon was talking about having better public schools, like, you're still teaching it from their narrative. We have to teach ourselves. And we were one of the only people that don't do that. Like, I live in multiple international communities, right? And all those people may go to public school, but they always went to school after school.
Right. Greek
They have
school,
the
Chinese
re-immersion after.
Yeah, like they still know they learn their culture, they know their language and everything after school. We don't do that. We allow black kids come home and that's it. You know what I mean? So they still make sure they know their history and know their culture and everything else.
It's kind of not apples to apples though, because they burnt our schools down. I'm not making excuses for it, but these people that you're comparing us to, one of those groups that you're comparing us to was damn near almost erased off the damn earth and got hella reparations. So you're like, they have their network, they educate their kids, yeah, but they was about to get damn wiped out 60 years ago and got repaired. We ain't never got repaired.
I don't believe that.
We still live with our Nazis. Our Nazis didn't even get a trial. They just walked off and got new jobs and got to harass us. There was no Nuremberg trials for black people. We had to live right next door to our Nazis and try to rebuild with the Nazis with no reparations.
But you prove my point. I think that event happened. The event did happen. I'm not denying the event. But for you to be nearly wiped out, how do you have enough manpower to come from those camps and invade a whole nother country and take over?
And then fight off 7
What are you talking about?
All right, you talk about the people from the Holocaust only getting wiped out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they were almost wiped out, how were they powerful enough to take over a whole other country as soon as they got out?
Because Britain, they came and gave them land and gave them resources. They repaired them.
What else did they give them? They gave them a whole bunch of weapons overnight.
Yeah, so it wasn't like they were Arnold Schwarzenegger and it just came off and just beat.
Yeah, you had like the last 10 Jews survived and they came in and took over this land and created their own state.
No, what I said is they were repaired. What I'm saying is when you look at these, like I was talking at the bar, talking about this at the barbershop. They're talking about all this infrastructure all these people got. I said we had all the same infrastructure. Yeah. But we keep getting attacked. They're using eminent domain to take our property, or they built freeways through it, like in LA. They built the 105 freeway right through our business district, the 110 right through our business districts. They're not doing this to these other communities.
You know
if they did it to the other communities, they'll go home.
Actually, to prove my point, people were living in that land. All right, so they didn't vote for reparations and got into the land. They took it by force.
They did not take reparations. How they take reparations?
Okay, here's my point.
From Germany.
Wait. Who put them through the Holocaust? The Germans, right?
Yes.
All right. So when you get reparations, who are you supposed to get reparations from? Germany or Palestine?
Germany.
Right. But they didn't get German land, did they? They went to Palestine. Palestine had nothing to do with the Holocaust.
Yeah, because Europe came and said, "Hey, you dark motherfuckers, you guys got to get lost.
By
we're gonna take some of this."
And
they gunned them down. They took away their
guns. They
got
pushed off their land. It wasn't, but they got reparations so that if they just ended the Holocaust and give them no resources, they would not have been able to take over part of Palestine.
My point I'm making is we have Marcel Dixon asking for reparations from the same government.
Why are you trying to change the point? Because I proved you wrong. You like
no.
But back to Marcel.
You proved my point.
You act like they walked out of Auschwitz and just took over Palestine. No, they were repaired, and then they hung most of the ones that didn't get saved by the CIA. The Nazis that didn't get
who was repaired? The country was fine before they got there. They came in and destroyed it.
Well, here's one thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that and
don't disagree with your boss, nigga.
God.
No, you gotta look at when you look at the Uish folks, right?
Yeah,
they're of course they got the same skin as the rest of the Europeans, so they were going to help them because they know that they are just another branch of the white supremacist power structure, and it's to the point when you look at the state of Israel. It's
an apartheid state.
It's not only is it an apartheid state, it's an ethno state. Yeah. At the same time. Yeah. So is this the typical Koofy segment?
This nigga got a full face Koofy.
But But I mean, it became an ethno state. So of course, Europe did not mind backing the Uish population because they knew that they were going to be able to not only there's a certain synergy because they view each other as kin in a way. So
I mean, I get your point.
Right,
Like
that's like the same benefit that we will be given.
They're all
You got
Europeans.
something to say? They spent 86 billion, if not more, with the Marshall Plan to rebuild all those European countries. So it wasn't like, and Japan. So it ain't like these people is just all they're magnificent. So Sony and all that VR and all that was built with our taxpayer dollars. So I want some taxpayer dollars to go into my community too. And I know you want Wakanda. I get it, but I need that extra 4,000 right now.
No, but you're right, Jay. But that's why I feel like Marcel's not asking for enough. He's asking for everything but power. And at the end of the day, that's what we need is power.
But we need money.
But money comes with that. Money comes with that. But you can get money without power because that's what he's asking for.
But you want them to just make a black president or some shit? What?
They already made one.
No, you want one of us.
A descendant of American chattel slave.
Oh, okay.
You want one of us.
Oh, you mean like Cory Booker?
Well,
He's a Negro just like you guys. Didn't you say you wanted one?
No, one thing I can say about the Jewish people, we should use them as an example where we should ask for reparations. They ask for power and land to govern themselves. We need to be governed. I don't want to be governed. I want to give them extra money and still be governed by the same white supremacist power.
Another point that I want to bring up is, money. You can have a lot of money and not have wealth. Because wealth is it's more substantial. It's about how much substance do you have, and with substance comes power. And money, of course, is a part of the substance. But if you just have the money and you're still within that kind of cage of the Western economic structure, then it's gonna just feed off of your resources unless you're able to insulate it and keep it within your community and separate from the Western.
We financing our own oppression,
right?
Basically,
right. Keep it separate from the Western economic structure.
But here's the thing: if you ain't got no money and you in that same system, you screwed. If you got some money, so you could collaborate and cooperate with other people, and you don't have to worry about you paying your bills, and you got to worry about eating government cheese, then you can start doing something. Like it's like those different like humans have needs, right? So if the reason why our enemies can strategize on us is because they don't have to worry about are my bills going to be paid. They don't have to worry about if they're going to retire. They don't have to worry about these things. So they get to plan. If like I saw this brother in front of 7-Eleven and he got in a fight with his mom and he was outside, he's asking for some money. He looked clean. I said, dude, what's going on with you? He said, me and my mom got into it. And I asked him what was his plans and stuff in life. He's like, oh, well, I'm in school for this and that. I said, bro, you cannot plan out here in front of 7-Eleven. Gangs took your phone. You don't know where your next meal is. How can you plan if you don't know what your next meal is going to come from? That's us in a macro in a macrocosm. We can't plan because we worried about the daily survival. If the daily survival aspect is taken away from us and we actually got an additional $4,000 in our pocket every single month, then it's like, hey bro, let's make a barber shop or let's make a liquor store.
I have a question for you, Jay.
What's up?
Do you think the reparations from your expectations, like let's say Marcel is getting office and pass the bill and they end up getting passed nationwide, right? Do you think it will close the wealth gap between black people and white people here?
No.
Okay.
Because it's always gonna be a trick bag. They always gonna change the goal. But if I get that additional 4,000, I know what I'm gonna do with it.
Okay, I see.
And I'm gonna go to the candy store and get a whole bunch of Kit Kats too.
I already got a couple. I'm gonna go get some pedicures every week.
I'm like, let your jealous ass come on these side of the train track talking about my reparations. I got something for you.
But I definitely get Jay's point with the hierarchy of needs, because you want to definitely get in a place where we're stable so that we can plan. But that's why I think we got to try to get it out the mud now, because they're not going to pay the dude what's duly owed. But of course, if it's a little start, if you get a little,
and that was Jay saying, you get something to get started, and then you get something moving.
Getting a start is definitely, it's a start, of course, but more is owed.
Yeah,
more is always going to be owed. There's a blood debt.
I think part of that is, especially when it comes to the protected class status, I think we may have to finance and organize, codify it with our former neighborhood watch groups.
Yep.
And have them click up with some Fruit of Islam individuals, so that way we're all on the same page as far as ensuring of our protected class.
We have to make ourselves a protected class. That's why when I interviewed, I kind of was upset. Like, I wasn't upset, but when Reverend Somerville said the last line of defense for us is the federal government, I'm like, no. The last line of defense for us is my damn Mossberg 500 persuader, homie. That's my last line of defense. I'm not waiting for Joe Biden.
Correct.
So that's like you said, neighborhood watch, man. If people coming in tripping, we gotta be that last line. We gotta make sure there's a consequence. Oh, you want to mess with black people? There's a consequence. After a while, you enact the consequence a couple of times, they'll still keep playing around. But after a couple times, like my grandpa was crazy in Mississippi. He was bringing that fire. They stopped coming on our property. He died of old age because he was bucking shots. He's like, you know what? There's some weak niggas we can get around the corner. We don't leave this crazy nigga alone.
Because eventually you gonna get tired of missing holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
And we definitely need our own, Willy Wonka, so we could be supplied with all the candy bars.
Absolutely. And last topic. Oh, Meg Thee Stallion getting shot.
That's funny.
She got shot again. She got shot again.
Wait, again? Did she ever got? I ain't gonna go there. Did she ever get
shot again? I don't even know if she got shot.
Let's be honest with you. I don't even know if she got shot.
I saw the video. She was, dragging that foot.
And then she'll tap dancing 2 weeks later too.
Boy. Well, shoot, maybe they passed her up really.
No, I'm not gonna say anything that happened. I do believe something happened, but there's a lot of red flags about her story though.
Yeah, I think for me, she's too much on like the agenda. Like when it was Stop Asian Hate, she was giving money for Stop Asian Hate. She over here talking about protect black women. She's just a conduit to push the dominant society agenda. And I think this is just more of the same. You see who she runs around. Like she had some social media video. Her bodyguard had guns. They drinking. If you around, like I was telling this one woman I was dating, she was one of these protect black woman. I had to let her go. But she said, you don't think she need to be protected? I said, if you running around here with wild niggas, and I'm not going to protect you. You run around with wild niggas that do wild stuff, so you get a wild consequence. Don't expect me being on a straight and narrow to come bail you out. If you want to be around, that's why I don't hang around my crip homies. Because I already know what's going to come of that.
There's that whole thing, responsibility. Because if you're putting yourself in a position where you need to be protected, then what are you doing? But I mean, definitely Megan Thee Stallion is very. I mean, you got her, you got Lizzo, you got certain ones that are big on the agenda, and I mean, shoot, she came out with the thotty sauce. She's all of a sudden selling Bitcoin to folks.
I feel like if she hadn't got shot, she would have been as big as she is right now. Like I feel like she capitalized so much from this incident.
All the memes and everything.
Like you had a whole diss song using the "Who Shot You" instrumental. Like you just, to me, is like this is such a traumatic situation. Why you turn it into a, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
And then I mean the whole situation was just to me so dang corny because especially the fact that it involved Tory.
Yeah, that alone.
One of the biggest cornballs.
Yeah.
And then like Savage was out, so I was like, "What happened to being a savage? I thought you was a savage."
Yeah. She ain't selling no records. I mean, really, you really look. She had some hits, But nobody's bumping her album like that. Like she ain't selling no albums.
And that's
Well,
the
y'all in
thing
Atlanta,
about
so I bet y'all see a bunch of niggas driving by, bumping her albums all day.
we ain't in that part of Atlanta.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't even go to that part of Atlanta.
No.
that part of Atlanta start at the airport.
Oh,
That
I remember I saw this hard ass nigga mobbing in Hartsfield, Jackson. Yes, I know the airport. I'm not just joking. I saw him. I said, "What's up?" He went, "Hey." I was like, "Oh, that is real." I said, "That nigga look hard for a minute."
but you know that's the airport down in the deep south side, and yeah, I don't go there either. like nobody hang around. Yeah, I don't hang around on that side. Like, yeah, I ain't. We not. Yeah, either of us from that side of town.
Nah.
You got to ask him. Do you hang out over there?
No, I remember what part
you remember that time when we went to go get a sandwich from the airport?
Yeah. That's why he got his face covered up.
The spots is one of them places you go when you got something to do. You know what I mean? When like you got a specific thing to do, but you know if you ain't got something specific to do, you really ain't out.
No, that's people who move to Atlanta and will do all the extra mess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they trying to blame it on transplants now.
I mean, yeah.
Come on, Jay. Don't act like you wouldn't do the same.
You live in a zesty city, nigga. I'm sorry. It's the Californians. No, nigga. Y'all been like that for a long time.
No, they're California, bro. Hard from Long Beach.
Just got me pretty
Oh God.
I can't even remember, man.
That's funny. I can't even say nothing that one because it's the truth. It ain't like Atlanta though.
Atlanta's bad, bro. We say that.
I remember what I was gonna say. It's funny because you got Meg and who did the Hot Girl Summer? Who was that? That was Meg.
Yeah, that was Meg.
Yeah, so you got the whole Hot Girl Summer. That was a big movement, and yet none of the hot girls bought her albums. So it goes to show how much the hot girls support the other hot girls. You know, when push comes to shove.
Yeah.
Hey JP, just so you know, the dude with the Saudi Arabian helmet on thing over there, he looked like a Shalimar singer with it on. Hey, you know, Coming to America, the Soul Glow commercial, that's what that nigga looked like.
Oh, man.
I just said, I talked to them niggas and he had that thing off. I said, "Oh shit."
That's hilarious.
I thought about that shit before.
That nigga hair all out and shit. That nigga that nigga look like he ready for some of that juice. That nigga get a car with your leather seats and he need a grease on the back.
Kiss my car versus Leroy.
I'm like, yeah, this nigga look straight out the 70s. This is a classic nigga right here.
Oh man.
It would surprise most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will. Well, any parting thoughts, everyone?
No, this was a great first time I was doing the wrap up, man. I really enjoyed it. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and man, I'm just glad we get this opportunity. To chop it up.
Yeah.
I know it's really fun. It's crazy how we call it the wrap up, and this nigga wrapped his face up for it.
I'm not sure that that's where we got the name from, right?
Hey, here's a real question. How does he tie it so he can put his glasses through it?
Man,
he mastered it now, man. I mean, it's funny because you struggle with it at first, but now it's like you go like in 2 minutes now.
You see it? Before it used to take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sunglasses. Yeah, they come off and on.
Yeah.
This nigga over here, this nigga do his podcast with a mummy.
It's funny because I remember somebody thought that the glasses actually like it was like it wasn't sunglasses, it just came with the mask. I'm like, no, I gotta put it
like so Mr. Potato Head thing.
Exactly. You know, it's all come together.
All right,
my fucking God.
And you know what? And this is needed too, man, because I feel like sometimes in the B1 space, it gets too serious all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit intense. Yeah.
Niggas like, I'm Ados, nigga. You Caribbean nigga. I'm like, yo, relax. Both y'all B1, relax.
Yeah.
You know? And shoot,
The nigga just got so glow hair because he's got a little Indian in him, but relax.
No, I'm free forming, man. I'm free forming. Relax, man.
Look at me. Hit me, Jerome.
I know. Hey, that's him. When you see him,
Man, you better get my bottle back.
this nigga look like a background singer in Morris the Day and the Time. That nigga like his grandpa was Morris Day's background singer.
Hey yo, they went hard though, bro. Like you didn't bring out the mirror on the stage like that.
I know that shit is swaggy.
Prince hated it.
Prince was a hater.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
did you go to that concert?
Oh,
Got front row.
His
I
mom
wonder
was
who played,
breastfeeding
bro.
him in the back. Baby, what's your number?
I tell you, people get brand new phones, bro. They brand new, bro. I tell you.
When that
My data plan came up. You
Prepaid.
know what I'm saying?
Rising.
Oh man.
Comcast, it's a new day.
Wait, JP, wait till you actually see this dude. You gonna laugh, you gonna buzz up because all this is true.
So, now I got the right pixels for it, so I'll be all right.
I know your quality looks good, so congratulations. I'm glad your Obama phone came in. Well, this nigga got safe link.
Oh no.
Nigga had to put his EBT card in the thing to qualify.
Man, you got the Kroger.
Oh,
right,
that nigga got.
All right, man.
All right,
I
well,
appreciate it, man.
this concludes the wrap up. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. See you later.
All right.